Hi everyone. I am going to be demonstrating a quick restorative practice. I recommend this in the evening time after a shower or maybe in the middle of a hectic day. You can do it in what you're wearing, no need to put on fancy yoga clothes. What you will need is 2 blocks and either 2 yoga blankets like this, or something similar to this, or 3 bath towels. So if you're using the yoga blanket, you'll want to roll it up from the fringed edge, nice and tight, and you do that with both of them. I am going to use towels because I think most of you will probably be using towels. So the bath towels, you'll take 3 of them, take it at its full length, fold it once in half, take this shape, fold it in half again, and then from the cut edge, you're going to do that nice tight roll. So it's important that the roll is tight and that the fabric is nice and is going to be strong. You're going to be stepping on this, and it's going to be supporting you and helping you stretch. So do that with all 3 of your blankets, please. Oh, your towels rather, sorry. So as you do that, I'll just show you the setup for the rest of your mat. You're going to want to take your 2 blocks on either side of the front of your mat. One of your blanket rolls will go towards the back of your mat, and then the other 2, I call them blanket rolls, but they're towels, are going to go side by side, so it's as if it's creating one long towel. So the first pose, the backs of your knees will be supported by these towels, and then the spine will rest on this vertical towel. Take a block with you, set it back behind that vertical towel. Slowly lay down and get the whole length of your spine supported by the towel. Bring the block on its lowest setting, and that will be underneath your head. So the spine is supported by the blanket. The block is keeping the head slightly lifted. Arms are reaching out to the sides, opening through the chest. You can lift your hips and send the flesh of your buttocks down towards your heels. Again, the backs of the knees are supported by the towel rolls. And we'll just begin here, resting, allowing the spine to sink into that towel support. And follow the rise and fall of your breath here. Feeling the inhale fill up the low belly, the ribs, the chest. Turning it around so that the exhale releases from the chest, down through the ribs, all the way into the low belly, And then the inhale comes. And the exhale goes. Let's take one more big breath together here. Allowing the bones to be very heavy. And exhale it all out. From here, bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. Slowly roll over to one side, coming off of that towel support, and press yourself up. Swing the legs around. Bring the vertical towel so that it rests as a cross across these others. Bring your block in front and set the block up onto the both blocks up onto the highest settings. So from here, we're going to move to a forward fold. So you can just make your way maybe into a bit of a downward facing dog. And then slowly walk the feet forward. This is where the blocks come in. The blocks are on their highest settings, and you bring your hands to those blocks. Now, the heels are going to stay on the floor. The balls of the feet will step up onto your towel rolls. So slowly, balls of the feet come up onto the towel rolls. Heels stay on the mat or on the ground. The feet are parallel at hip distance. And with this vertical towel, you're going to bring it between your thighs so that you're squeezing into this towel roll. The feet up on the other blankets will be stretching the backs of your legs. The hands on the blocks are giving you support. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold here. We'll take 10 deep breaths. If it feels okay to release the fingertips down to the mat, you can go for that. Any time that you'd like to find more of a stretch, you can again lift up halfway, send the sits bones back behind you, pull the low belly in, fold maybe a bit deeper there. Bringing the hands up to the blocks. Remove the blanket from between your thighs. Slowly step 1 foot at a time off of those blanket rolls, and we'll move to all fours. So make your way back, lower the knees. Remove all blankets for now, and we'll do a brief cat-cow. So the hands, the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Inhale, arch the spine, and exhale, round. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. Arch, and round. Last two. And round. Last one. And round. Stay here for an inhale. And then slowly release. Coming to kneeling. We'll bring the blocks towards the back of your mat. One block is vertical. This is going to be supporting your spine. On the second setting, I'm going to bring it to the second setting. You can always start with it on its lowest setting. And I'm going to match the height with this block that will go underneath my head. So I'm going to take 2 of my blanket rolls. Sitting here. The blanket rolls will come beside me, and those will be for later. I'm going to roll. I'm going to keep them within reach. I'm going to roll down so that the space between my shoulder blades is lifted by this block. And then the other block comes underneath my head. The soles of the feet touch, and the knees are supported by the blanket rolls. Arms can reach out directly in a T. They can come into a goalpost shape or a cactus shape with the elbows bent. Another big, big chest opener, heart opener here. Allow the tops of your thigh bones to be very heavy. The pelvis and the groin opening nice and wide. Same thing with your shoulders. Allow the tops of the arm bones to be very heavy. One more big deep breath here. And then slowly closing the knees up together, rolling again, just gently over to one side, one elbow, pressing yourself up. Removing these blanket rolls for now. Removing the blocks for now. Lowering yourself down, you're going to bring one block on that second height underneath your sacrum. So the feet are parallel at hip distance. You'll press into the feet and lift the hips up. Slide the block underneath. It's going to go horizontally this time. And then you take this opportunity of this supported bridge. Press the pelvis into the bridge, into the block. Lift the chest and wrap the upper arm bones underneath your chest. See if you can interlace the fingers in between the block and the feet. And give a nice open chest, lifting up to the sky. Stay here, or if you'd like to try it on the highest height, you can come to tippy toes, balls of the feet, lift the hips up even higher, bring the block vertical now along the sacrum, and lift the chest even more. This pose, if you really work on wrapping the upper arm bones underneath the chest, this pose really reverses all of the hunching we tend to do in the day-to-day. One more big breath. If you're on the highest height, move the block down to the second highest height. Again, it goes horizontally this time. Nice and wide across the back of your pelvis. You can unwrap the arm bones underneath you. One knee at a time. Bring the knee into your chest and straighten the leg for supported shoulder stand. So here in this pose, you can either have the palms flat. You can maybe take hold of the sides of your mat with your hands. I like to point and flex the feet. And then take little circles. Excuse me. Circles with the ankles, spreading, cracking, crunching the toes. Staying here, either moving or nice and still for another 5 breaths. And then the same way that you came into the pose, bend one knee at a time, plant the foot, then the other knee, plant the foot. Pressing into the feet, lift the hips, remove the block. Lower the hips down and then hug the knees into your chest. You can gently rock here from side to side. Take happy baby, reach for the outer edges of your feet. Knees come to the sides of your torso. The back of your pelvis is nice and flat on the mat. And the knees are being encouraged down on either side of the chest to open through the front of the hips. If you'd like a big stretch for your lumbar spine, you can allow the sacrum now to peel up and off the mat. Knees will come closer to your armpits. And slowly release again. Find the flat sacrum so that you feel the difference between those two stretches. Removing the hands from the feet, again hugging the knees into the chest. Rolling over to your side. We're going to set up for the final resting pose. You're going to need your 2 of your blanket rolls. Just like we started, these will come behind the knees. 2 blocks. The blocks are going to be underneath the heels. So the heels are supported by the blocks. Take your 3rd blanket roll and unravel it slightly. This is going to come underneath your neck to support your cervical spine. So it only needs to be a small roll. So get your measurements sort of right here. The backs of the knees are supported by the rolls. The heels are supported by the blocks. Slowly lower yourself down and position the 3rd blanket underneath your cervical spine. So it's going to be right behind your neck. Set yourself up for success here. Allow the fingertips to curl up, allow the toes to fall, pointing from side to side. Letting go of any labored breath. Bring your attention to the muscles of your face. Allow for the left side of the jaw to release. Allow for the right side of the jaw to release. The tongue is heavy in the bottom of the mouth. Teeth slightly separated. Release any tension from your inner cheeks. Release tension from the inner ears. And now from the space behind the eyes. The entire scalp releases as well. Slowly begin to introduce small movements back into the fingertips and toe tips. One at a time, hug the knees into your chest. Roll gently over to one side and stay here for a few breaths. Press yourself up when you're ready to a tall seat. Notice the quality of your seat, the places in your body where tension has been released. Bring both hands over your heart and bow your head to your heart. Bringing the palms together, to prayer. Turn the corners of your mouth up into a smile. Lift the chin. Open the eyes. Namaste.